time. And today is going to be a little bit different. I hope you just play along with me. And we left off last Saturday. We were trying to figure out how to settle my folks on our property and where it would be close that I could take care of them if they needed extra help later on. And so we had a woman that owned a trailer and rented the trailer lot from us on a very nice landscaped yard, beautiful lawn, and shade trees, just a nice spot on our acreage. And we had asked if she wanted to sell it, and she said no. And so I had gone ahead and made arrangements to start building a small little house, small little apartment for my folks. In the meantime, as we were doing that, she had gone shopping. She didn't believe in buckling up, but her son did. And on the way home, the dog distracted her, and she had an accident which was fatal. The little boy, I think he was 9 years old. He then was able to go, and he had a father that did care for him deeply and had always been there and done whatever the fathers do when there's that divorce. And he was a very successful construction, I think he owned a construction company, but a successful man, but he didn't want the trailer especially. And so when we offered to buy the trailer, it was very, very convenient and nice for him. And then the story that I'm doing this morning picks up at her funeral, and then you'll see where it goes from there. Tom and I went to Teresa's funeral, our renter that I had mentioned in my last letter. It was actually a memorial service. Friends and family shared bits and pieces of her life and how she had touched them. I became caught up in my own thoughts of what she had meant to me in the short time I'd known her. My attention casually returned to the speaker as she began to tell of a piece of writing found in Teresa's things. A friend said she had written it and that it was descriptive of her. She and the family wanted to share it. The friend started reading. I am the deepest and the most intense of all blues. I was brought back abruptly. What was being read? Tom and I looked at one another. I started to whisper, he interrupted. I know, you're writing. Okay. The reader captured my full attention as she continued. Afterwards, I thought I should have given Teresa my corrected copy instead of the first printing if I'd only known it was to be read at a funeral. Okay, I had written the paper years ago purely for my own enjoyment during a time of one of our trips to visit family. It was a pleasant pastime for long hours of drive. The whole piece was written with a question in mind. If I were a color, which color would I be? Think about it. If you were a color, what color would you be? Or would like to be? I picked blue. And being that I paint pictures, and I started years ago, there was a color that it's hard to find now. They don't usually make it. I don't know why, but it's Prussian blue. Prussian blue is a very dark blue. I think it's a very pretty blue, and so that's what I'm writing about. For months, the writing stayed dormant in my worn notebook. One rainy day last January, I typed it on my computer. Teresa knocked at our door, and just as my creation was coming off the printer, or she knocked just as it was coming off the printer. "Oh, Teresa, let me share my writing with you. I hope you enjoy it. It was such fun to write. Overlook my errors. I haven't given it a proofreading yet." She took it and read it. We talked about color. She had never thought about blue in that way. Maybe she would pick a color, maybe yellow, which I think would have matched her. Since the essay is now public, I'll share it with the rest of you, but promise me, if you decide to share it, remember I wrote it, and only read it at Blue Affairs. Okay, I'll read what I wrote. I am the deepest and the most intense of all blues. You find me in the midnight moonlight skies. You see me in the skirts of the peasant girls dancing, twirling barefoot in the streets. You watch me in the licking tongues of the fire crackling on the winter's hearth, sending leaping shadows of my essence about the room. Excitement and fire gleams from within the very depth of my being, from the core of my beginnings. I am the color of royalty, of kings and queens, of magnificent. My color complements, harmonies, and vibrates. I bubble in the wine, shimmer in the scarlets, lay in the shadow of the lush, quiet forests, flow over the hidden rocks of deep, mysterious waters, slipping silently under moss-covered branches, bending low to shelter me from the sun's cast. Next to warm, vibrant oranges and tangerines, I tingle and pulsate with an exhilaration of spirit. I live with the common. I flowed blue on their daily plates, satisfied their thirst from mugs glazed in the fires to gleaming hues of my blue, graced the hand-hewn wooden tables with cloth dyed in their vats. Blue in the soft summer breezes of curtain casements, overlooking bluebells gently swaying in the meadow green, laid in neat little hand-stitched patches of many-colored comforters and quilts. I am electric, exciting. I am Prussian blue, the deepest of all blues. The end. What color would you be if you were a color? Now that's the end of Saturday's story, and I want you to tell me in the comments, what color would you be? So have a good Saturday. Come again and we'll continue on.